So I've been waiting for this set for a while. It was first announced 2 months ago in October, which gave me exactly 2 months to save up for it. And this is available in either individual season releases or the full set. The season releases were cheaper, so I'd actually put through 2 pre-orders, one for the set itself, one for the individual releases depending on what I saved, and luckily I was able to scrimp enough so I could get the full series set. Now you may ask yourself, well no, you're not asking yourself, you can see it, but this is the X-Files, the complete collection, so all 9 series on Blu-ray. Now I should mention this is actually the 3rd time that I bought the X-Files. You know what? I'm actually going to show my first ever TV on DVD set. So the very first TV on Blu-ray or on DVD that I bought was in, I believe it was late May 2000. And this was actually the first full TV set to be released on DVD, kind of to sort of test how things would go. But this is it. 15.5 years later, I can pull it a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm in all the way. But 15.5 years later, there we go. So X-Files Season 1. Now, if I remember at the time, I think this wasn't cheap. This was like $160, I think, if I remember correctly. But all these years later, I still have it. And that wasn't the first time I bought the X-Files. I originally had all the VHS releases back in the 90s. Then I have all 9 series on, or all 9 seasons on DVD, which I did a video, I guess almost 7 years ago now, where I detailed that. But anyways, so here, and this obviously was to coincide with the revived TV series, or the 6-episode event, if you want to call it that. That's coming up in, well, January, so only about a month. Let's take a look at the back. I haven't opened it yet. It's still shrink wrapped. I was actually going to do an unboxing video, but this actually came with something else that I'm going to do a review on a little bit later. The other set it came with is actually one that I've been trying to get for years, and I'm pretty sure it's about to be discontinued, so I got that, although that did not cost as much as this. In fact, I don't even remember, normally I don't spend this much on DVDs anymore because money is a lot tighter than it once was, but this is something that I've been waiting for. And I should say that these are completely remastered. X-Files, even though the original ones are on high definition, the show was originally shot on film and edited on tape. So similarly to what they've done with Star Trek, the original series, and The Next Generation, they've gone back to the original film elements and have basically reconstructed it. And here, those are the individual Blu-rays. Now just see if I can shine this here so you don't quite see the glare. So you can kind of read it there. And yeah, there's me and my camera. But I'm going to take the shrink wrap off in a moment and we'll look at the actual set. So I guess if we want to do the unveiling... Actually, I need to get a better light. I'm using my computer screen. It's actually uploading my TV unboxing. In case you didn't catch the last video, yeah, I won a 55-inch Samsung 4K television, and this will be an awesome thing to break it in. Well, actually, I actually broke it in with Doctor Who. Should have said that in the video. Yeah, my new TV, obviously, this being me, it was Doctor Who, and it's a little banged up there, but it's Canada Post. It's flimsier packaging, but anyway, so for me with science fiction, there's kind of the big 3. There's Star Trek, which to be honest, I don't watch as much as I used to. I haven't been that impressed with the recent movies, and I still have yet to get The Next Generation, the new versions on Blu-ray. I think I'm just going to wait for a full series set to come out. But I won't be able to buy anything big for a long time because this was my fun budget for the year. But anyway, so here we go. We'll actually look at the back again, just before I open the box without all the extra glare. Still glare though, so I'll just pick up the tripod. So there you go. So special features. Now, as far as I know, this contains pretty much everything that's been released so far, and also has some new stuff on there. Maybe at some point I'll do a rundown of what I think of all the new features and stuff when I actually get to see it. This is just more, well, not really an unboxing video, but almost a first impressions. There we go. So we'll open the box. And do I want to take the backing off? Can I do this? Actually, figure out how this actually opens. No, the DVD set, the full series set, which I never bought, actually had kind of a flap. Or is this just... Oh, okay. So it's a slip cover. I don't know if I really like that design much. Oh, they're shrink wrapped. Okay. So, here we have it. So, not really as elegant as the magnetic lock thing that they had for the DVD set when they put it out. I obviously didn't get that because I already had them. It was basically just the same stuff. But anyways, take a look. Now here we've got... Oh, they're all actually... Are they shrink wrapped? They are. Well, I guess the security stickers on the back kind of give them away. So here... Odd. They're not actually shrink wrapped. They just have the security sticker on the top. So we'll take each of these out. Oh, it's just a big thick one. Complete Season 2 is massive. Let's see what that is. They're not actually in order. No, they're not in order on the case either. But we'll take them out. Actually, we'll take these out. We'll put them in order. Let's put those there. We'll look at each DVD individually. Blu-ray individually in a moment. Actually, I'm just going to pause this while I take them out. So I've taken them out and I put everything in order. This is basically the box there. So you got kind of these two sort of cardboard holder things. So yeah, there's the collector's box. There was a bunch of extra stuff that came with the DVD version that came out in, I think it was either 2007 or 2008. Not a whole lot of extras actually came with it other than an ad for the upcoming return of the TV show. But it will look cool on the shelf. Now, whether or not some extra cardboard was really worth the $40 extra that this cost, well, we'll see. Well, it'll be a collectible, I guess, at some point, because this is a limited edition. Anyways, so here we have Season 1. Actually, just take a look inside. They're just standard Blu-ray key cases. I'm going to take the security. Now, I don't know why they would have actually bothered putting the security stuff on here. Well, I guess it just makes things easier. They just manufacture everything. And the security stuff goes on at the factory, and then they just skip the shrink wrap process. But anyway, so we'll look at what's inside of the first disc. Well, depending on the artwork, we'll see. But anyways, so here's the disc. I guess each of them are going to come with that. So, notice comparatively to the artwork that they had on the DVDs. Actually, just give me a second. Give you a comparison of the DVD artwork. Oh, some of these are a little bit loose. I just bumped my camera. But yeah, so the DVDs, they actually had really cool artwork. The Blu-rays, not so much. So I guess there's not really much of a point in opening each of them because there's not a whole lot to be found. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. Got the set itself, Season 1. And just flip this over. I'll kind of do it from this angle so you can see it a little bit better. So yeah, so there's the back. You got your special features. See which of these I recognize. You got audio commentaries, introduction to the pilot. Now I wonder if that's actually the original VHS feature that came with the original release. I think the first VHS of the first 3 episodes came out, if I'm not mistaken, in 1996, so about 19 years ago. Special effects sequences. The truth about Season 1, those were definitely from the DVD, the original DVD sets. Each one had the truth about Season 1, Season 2. FX Behind the Truth, I'm pretty sure that's an old documentary as well, or the same one that was on one of the DVD sets. Actually, you know what? Out of curiosity, they actually have, I can't remember, because the first season didn't actually have a slipcover. No. You know what? I'm actually going to grab Season 2 and we're going to do a comparison of special features when I get to it. But anyway, so yeah, so that's Season 1. I'm going to go grab the original DVD of Season 2, which was the first one to have the slipcover. Okay, so here's Season 2. This is actually the oldest DVD I have, or TV series DVD I have with the slipcover, and the thing has started to fall apart quite a while ago. Okay, so here's the original list of special features. Now we're going to take a look. Actually, we'll take a look at the actual DVD for Season 2. Now this is the one that's in the extra thick case. I'm going to take the security stuff off this just so we can take a look and find out exactly why this one is so much thicker. So there's the front. So inside, okay, we have disc 1. I'll just take a look at the back for the features. Disc 2. So you have the same exciting blue artwork. 3. Disc 7. So this has got to have additional bonus features. Yeah, let's just compare that to Series 1. So I don't really need one of those in each set. Maybe it just have more special features. Yeah, it does. Okay, so yeah, so there's more stuff on the Season 2 set. So that's why. So look at those. So on the back, we'll do our comparison of the original DVD release. See if I can get in where we can kind of read the both of them. Okay, so Truth About Season 2 is on there. Talks about the 12 episodes. Now those would be the original behind the scenes clips. When you're seeing those of the 12 episodes, when they had the original VHS releases back in the 90s, at the beginning Chris Carter would discuss briefly each episode. And they only released about half of the first 3 seasons, and I think it was 6 episodes from the 4th, and then they quit. So it was more or less kind of like a best of both seasons. VHS, outside of Star Trek and a handful of others, did not release, or there weren't full season sets. So we got that. We've got FX Behind the Truth. Now this FX Behind the Truth, do I even remember that being on there? It would have to be. Yeah, there we go. So 6, yeah, Behind the Truth spots. Yeah, those are the same ones from FX. So yeah, so those are very, very old features. Carter talks about Season 2. So I'm assuming that's got to be the new one. No, well, it's hard to say. I'll have to actually take a look at it. Introduction and the host. I think that was on there. So not a whole lot of new stuff. There's television spots. So a lot of it, at least for individual seasons, is actually archival. So take a look at that and just take away the DVD. You know what I might actually do when I do each of these, I'm actually going to take out all my X-Files sets, and we'll do the comparison of the original DVD releases side by side. Okay, so here you have Season 3. So there's the artwork. Gotta get it in the middle. Yeah, so there's the artwork. There's the back. And then comparison to the original DVD. This came out May 2001. They came out in increments every 6 months. They would come out with the season on DVD. So, to close in, special features between the two of them. So yeah, so audio, commentary, special effects, truth behind Season 3. So yeah, so mainly once again archival stuff. I'm just going to assume that, but I'll show the original DVD releases back to back. Now I should say with the DVDs, there's actually been a few different releases of these over the years. These massive things, and honestly, my X-Files collection pretty much takes up an entire shelf. These I'm probably going to be selling off, although, well, yeah, I don't have any reason to keep them at this point. depending what they're worth. But they were released a few times. There were these, then they were released in slimmer packs. Then I think they were actually released in even slimmer packs again. The first batch, at least of slim packs, didn't have all the extras. It was basically just the episodes. Then there was the full series set. Then there's been selections of various things, or various episodes. There was the mythology set. I think there was another slimmed down version of that when the 2008 movie came out. And I think they've actually been released a few times since then. But yeah, it's been on DVD God knows how many times. But this was the original. So these ones actually might even be collector's editions in themselves. I don't have to look into that. But I don't have a lot of room on my shelf, and literally these take up an entire shelf. But that was season 3. Like, even carrying them out, they weigh a ton. Well, there you go, UPC code is blocked out. Probably the indication, please don't sell these separately. There you go, so that's season 3. Now we'll go on to season 4. I did have these in order, and now they're not. Many would argue that this was probably the best season of the show. I think I tend to agree. The thing with the X-Files, the show was great all around, but the first 4 seasons were probably the strongest, and they did have this kind of vibe to it, which was different starting in season 5, and in season 6 they actually started shooting in Los Angeles rather than Vancouver, so the whole tone of the show changed. But I think now when I think of X-Files or classic X-Files, it's really those first 4 seasons that I'm thinking of, and it was perfected really in season 4. This also has the episode called Home, which was very, well, to put it mildly, somewhat controversial at the time, dealt with issues of incest, and yeah, it was kind of disturbing. Although it's also, I think, been ranked as one of the best episodes of the show. So actually, take a look at the back. So there we go. So the back, special features, and compare that to the original big bulky DVD set. So this would have been in the fall of 2001. Actually bought a new DVD player the day I bought this too. But anyway, so there we go. Take that back, and I'm going to go get another stack of the big honkin' DVD cases. I might actually run out of space. I'm going to have to clean off my memory card. And we're now headed towards the halfway point with season 5. Now, this was the last season to actually be shot in Vancouver. And I remember at the time, now this started in 1997. They actually filmed this right after, or even some of it overlapped with the 1998 TV movie. In 97, that was the height of the X-Files. The X-Files was absolutely everywhere and pretty much untouchable. And so this was the season. I remember reading an article, I think I even saw it in an interview. They were trying to do something different that season. They wanted to make sure that every episode wasn't the run-of-the-mill X-Files, and there was a lot of experimentation. You know, and they had an episode written by Stephen King and a bunch of other stuff that season. And it's not as good as the first 4 seasons, but I still think out of the seasons that followed, this was probably the strongest. After this, we see kind of a massive change or transformation in the show. But anyways, so here we have that. There's special features. Okay. Then I've got the massive DVD box right over here. This came out in May 2002, just as the series was ending. So this gives you an idea of exactly how long ago that the X-Files actually finished on the air. Now the movies aren't in here, but I have those on Blu-ray anyway. That's another thing. With the 2007 DVD set, it actually did come with Fight the Future. The 2008 movie obviously wasn't out yet at that time. And there we go. Basically another duplication of extras. It's going to probably end up being one of my longest DVD videos, or DVD. I'm still stuck in the 2000s, what can I say? But yeah, this is going to be probably one of my longest first impression videos possibly ever, or tied up there. Not the longest video on this channel. Those would be probably some of my tourism videos that, even though they're my most viewed, are not really in line with what I do on a regular basis. Okay, so here we're now at season 6. So here we saw a massive change in the show. This was the first year after the X-Files had relocated to Los Angeles. So the whole tone of the show changed. Obviously, the climate is very different, so even the locations that they go to where stories took place, more often than not, tended to be in the southern United States rather than, say, in the north or even around Washington, even though it was obviously based in Washington, but it looked very different. The tone of the episodes themselves also changed dramatically during this one. They were more going in a comedy area of this one, which actually probably about the first maybe 6 episodes I don't mind, but the rest of the season just, it's not something that I've revisited that often. I'll obviously revisit it again, but they're Series 6 and Series 7, or probably the second half of Series 6 and Series 7 are probably my 2 least favorite. Here we go. And we've got the back. So there's special features. And once again is the massive DVD. This one would have come out in the fall of 2002, Series 6. Very big. Look at the weight behind that. Okay, so there's Series 6. Alright. And now I'm going to go grab the rest of the boxes off the shelf. Okay, just move those over. So now we're on to season 7. Now this is by far my least favorite X-Files season. I think a lot of people will agree this really was the season where the show really fell off the rails. I don't think of, other than the Cops episode, which is mildly amusing, I don't really hold any episode from the season in high esteem. The show itself, behind the scenes, was also in turmoil. This David Duchovny would leave at the end of the show. At the times, and there were creative differences, but he also didn't want to be typecast and do something else. But I remember one thing that he had claimed at the time. He didn't find it realistic that 2 characters would remain in the exact same place in their lives for 7 years, and he just wasn't happy with the direction the show was going. And I think it was very clear by this point. The producers really didn't know where it was going either. It's just, it was more or less, you got the sense that they had to come up with something every week, and it paled in comparison to the early seasons. Even the first half of season 6, which is still a fairly decent season. I'm knocking it all over the place. So there we go. So there's the behind the scenes stuff and just the back. So same as the DVD. Let's go grab the DVD itself. So this one came out in, what was it? May 2003. So big honkin' box set. There's the back. Same features. You can tell as I plunk it down how much weight these things had. Okay, and then now I've almost, with the season that I'm about to show, with season 8, I've often had kind of almost a love-hate relationship with this one. I think a lot of other people do too. It was not the X-Files or the show that we grew up with, but they were trying to do something different. And after season 7, they definitely needed to do something different because the show was kind of spiraling down the drain at that point. As soon as I find it, I had these. There we go. So season 8. So David Duchovny was only involved in half the season. Only 6 episodes. We actually have Agent Mulder, and the rest it's either flashbacks or his corpse. But here, at least, I think some people, and I think maybe to a certain extent myself, they should have actually ended the X-Files in season 7. And I think that was the idea. The final episode, I think it was actually shot in a way so it could actually be the final episode. And I think the idea as to what the X-Files actually became should have been another show entirely. And here the tone is very different. You could tell that there was definitely a conscious decision to make the show darker. And season 6 and 7 and season 8 and then on to season 9 are almost complete. Like, the tone is completely different. The show itself had gone back really to its roots, or at least it started focusing on horror again rather than comedy. And there wasn't a lot of comedy in the season, which I liked, which is really what the X-Files should have been. There should be some, but it had been so overblown, we needed a change. And as things fall all over the place. So yeah, this season Robert Patrick came in as Agent Doggett, along with Agent Scully, right there, as kind of the two main FBI people, if you want to call them that. The roles are reversed by this point. Scully is the believer and Doggett is the skeptic, which I thought was a nice twist on what the series had been all around. And I think that also showed a lot of character development for Scully, which I also think was really cool. So we'll pull this back out. So we've got that. I wish this tripod was less jerky, but whatever. So here we go. Big honkin' set, released in the fall 2003. Go. And I don't think these later sets actually sold as many as the early ones, but given the nature of the change, and by this point the show had been off the air for a while, I guess kind of makes sense. The X-Files, after season 6, when they're coming out on DVD, X-Files was no longer a thing. It was basically just, it was archived TV by that point. And then, the final season, where we basically see a new X-Files team altogether. So by this point, Mulder is long gone, except for the final episode when he comes back, and Gillian Anderson is basically just a supporting role. Also, this is the title sequence also was exactly the same for the first 7 seasons. In season 8 it had a slight tweak, and then for season 9 they completely did it. So by this point, this, even though I like these episodes, this wasn't the X-Files, this was another show entirely. And I think it actually would have been really cool had we seen where this developed, because it had a different tone. There we go. So there's the back. Just zoom in there. You can see the special features. And then, to finish it off, the final DVD release, which came out in 2004, a full 2 years after the X-Files was off the air. And, what was that? Oh, that was the dog. Okay, thought someone was at the door. But anyway, so that's, yeah, so that's it. So we have X-Files once again on Blu-ray. I'll probably do another review video after I've checked some of these out about the quality. This was actually, it started as just an unboxing video and then ended up being a full overview. But whatever, there you go, you got to learn lots about the X-Files. And as I'm doing this, my new TV video is just processing, so that pretty much tells you when I was filming this. So, as always everyone, thank you for watching. I actually have, there's a few videos that I've shot that haven't been uploaded yet. Basically they need to be edited, but I've got some more stuff coming the next few weeks. But I'm not going to be buying anything big for a long time, because this and another thing that I picked up at the same time basically was what was left of my DVD budget. So we're going to be relegated to bargain bins. The next thing that I will buy will be, well, the next major thing will be Season 9 of Doctor Who on Blu-ray, which doesn't actually have a release date yet. So, as always everyone, thank you for watching, and have a great day.